welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a daily vlog because this is what makes me happy. It's just kind of documenting my life from day to day. So that's what I'm gonna do. Today, we got hit, well, actually like Saturday and Sunday we got hit with a crazy snowstorm. I call it the Blizzard of 26 and a bunch of other people are as well. But basically we got like 14 to 18 inches of snow in some places. So we've got a lot of snow. So that means, obviously I'm still a senior in high school, so I am off. We did get snow days, so we had yesterday off, which was Monday, and today off as well. I would imagine we get tomorrow off just because we got so much snow, and it truly is a lot. But today, I am just finishing up some schoolwork on the old computer. It's kind of crazy because like these are like some of my last e-learning days, and it's crazy. But yeah, so we're finishing up some schoolwork today. I don't really have a lot on the plan. I'm really just taking the snow days and taking it all in the best I can. But what I have been doing is kind of leaving the ducks put up a little, because it's actually pretty cold. It's like -4 out right now. So yeah, no dirt bikes. But I am leaving the ducks put up a little bit later until like 9:30, 10. So I'm going to let them out here a little bit. And then a little after 10, I've got an online race on Zwift, which I'm really excited for to kind of test the fitness. Those are really fun if you're like just looking to kind of like send it. So, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. I really want to send it and just give it all I got. So it's a 12, almost a 13-mile race with 800 foot of elevation gain, which is nothing too crazy, but I'm excited. So yeah, it's going to be fun. But that's really all I have planned on the day. But what I am going to do is I'm going to bring you guys along for all the odd things, all the fun things, whatever that may be. So sit back and let's get ready. It's gonna be an interesting one. Guys, how are we? Oh, this weather really does test a lot of things, I will say. Just like the overall, I don't know, your patience, your sanity. It's definitely not easy because everything just gets tested when the snow falls and the temperature drops, but we're doing good, guys. We're staying warm. So yeah, we are, aren't we? Good to see. And you know, just like when you own livestock, it just opens up a whole other like perspective on life, because sometimes I feel like we don't realize how good we have it, like how much a warm house truly is something that is such a blessing. And you know, you're out here tending to your animals, tending to your livestock, giving them straw, giving them food, making sure they're essentially alive, because this weather isn't easy. And this weather really, it just tests a lot of things. And it really just, for me at least, it helps me appreciate things a lot more when that appreciation sometimes falls a little bit. I am able to appreciate things a lot more. And I hold that value to me. You know, sometimes when I'm just get mad because I'm numb and I'm cold, I remember that, you know, this is what I do it for. This is why I have the livestock. So I have that responsibility, that time to learn and just overall grow as a person, you know. But yeah, I go out and check on them twice a day. Normally it's once a day when it isn't snowing and it isn't cold. But since it is a little colder, I try to keep an eye on them. I have a camera in there so I can see. But yeah, I try to keep up on them the best I can. So, and you know, that's all you can do. You're doing everything you can. And you know, you just have to trust that God is watching over them. So, yeah. Okay, just finished up that race. That hurt really. That was hurting. It was a 13-mile ride, 13-mile race. And mile like 1 through 5 was solid. I was running like top 10. And then I don't know what happened, but like they took off. I stayed the same speed and everybody else just took off. But then there was a huge hill of like 800 foot of elevation gain, just one big hill. And that really took me out. But it sucked. It wasn't fun at all. As far as pain wise, but it was fun to complete it, of course. Yeah, that was interesting. So I'll probably do some sort of like zone 2 ride later today or something, possibly, just depending on how I feel. But yeah, that started, I kind of blew up a little bit, so legs just really filled with lactic acid. So yeah, it was not the most pleasant, but we got it done, and it's just pain. One of my most favorite things to do after a workout or anything involving like sweating, I just literally lay on the floor, because like it's obviously, I'm too sweaty to lay on my bed and I'm too sweaty to whatever, so it's like the floor is the only option. But yeah, that workout was fun. I don't even know what I'm having for lunch. It could be chicken and rice. It could be, I don't know. So we're gonna roll with it. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna chill out today. We have another snow day tomorrow, so hooray! And yeah. Whew, I'm salty. Okay, so this is visit number 2 for the day. Well, I guess, yeah, visit number 2. I'll check on them one more time today and then obviously put them to bed. But I change out their water. Always keeping them fresh water, especially since they don't have their pool. These are their heated waters. Obviously their pool is out of commission because, well, there's no way to get to it. And they don't need it anyways. You guys are noisy today. Ducks really amaze me though, like just the way they are. Kind of cool. They like treats. They live for treats, don't they? Okay. Start to come back in here, bud. This is the fit. Not the most aesthetic, but what are you doing, dude? Why are you all the way out there? I literally have all this for you. Ay, ay, ay. So we have about an hour, a little over an hour ago, we took the donkeys out and let them play around for a little bit. But now we're gonna put them back to bed, and I'm gonna get the ducks some more water because they stay out later in the morning, so I want them to have a little water before bed in about 2 hours from now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Mage is in the pool. Lovely. She just couldn't stand it, could you? Could you, Mage? Wow. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. But gonna get the donkeys put up, and pretty easy. So just hopping in the second session of the day. 105 beat per minute heart rate. Nothing crazy. Really just spinning. Nothing intentional here. Just getting some time in on the bike. That's really it. But something I want to talk about is half marathon and what the kind of, plan's looking like there. So as far as, last video I talked about half marathon and kind of what I want to do. And what I'm thinking of right now is in about 2 weeks from now, week and a half from now, starting to ease into a prep. Race day is April 11th. So give me a solid 10 weeks of training. But what I've been really working on is just building that aerobic base on the bike, on here, and just really focusing on that. And it's really shown. I mean, I've done some runs while still cycling, and it's really shown. So I'm excited to kind of see how the prep goes. It's like my first ever prep I've ever done, so it'll be fun. It's gonna be a lot of failing, just like with everything, which is okay. But right now, on the bike, on Zwift, chilling, just being present in the moment and appreciating this moment. Probably anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes until dinner. I'm already hungry. Shocker. So we just had some really good dinner. It was bacon cheeseburgers and mac and cheese and baked beans. It was all in all really good, and it was something that was definitely well needed. It was great. I loved it. It was nice to obviously spend time with family as per usual, like we do every night. That's something that really matters to me, is just spending time with family. It's sometimes overlooked. Life gets busy and it gets kind of hectic sometimes, and it's hard to remember that we need to be together. We need to spend that time together. But yeah, it was good. It was a good day. It was a good day to test the limits a little bit on the bike, learn what I can improve on, what I can do better with, and just overall, just another day of stacking bricks. It's not always something super flashy. It's not always something super exciting, but we're working. We're stacking bricks, putting hay in the barn. Some days are better than the others, and it's just how it is. But something I would like to talk about, and something I kind of watched and have really, I've been doing a lot of reflection, just like we always do. And something I have learned recently is that when I'm talking to myself, talking about myself to other people, so like new people, like, hey, yeah, I'm okay. I kind of got a little bit of muscle, or I kind of got a little bit of endurance, or whatever the question is. I kind of do a lot of selling myself short. I kind of do a lot of comparison to who I was in the past, and I'm just honestly a completely different person now. And it's something I really struggle with. It's probably one of the main things I struggle with, is just perceiving who I used to be and not who I am now. And it's easy to do, right? Because we live in the same body. We just are constantly changing, constantly doing new things, bettering ourselves, and hopefully getting better anyways. And it's hard. It's hard to not compare yourself to who you was, because that's all you see. The outside, other people see you as like, whoa, you've completely changed. And, right, that's good to notice, but it's still hard to see and understand. So if you know what I'm talking about, you will understand. But a lot of people probably will relate to this. But I just want to start being more intentional about myself and my training. So, like, I'm not the guy that just started running anymore. I'm not the guy that just started lifting anymore. I need to be the guy who I actually am. I train like an elite athlete. I eat like an elite athlete. Obviously, I still have the good food. I still have the things that are, it's moderation. It's not like I'm just going to town every day, eating 8,000 gallons of ice cream, whatever that is. I'm still intentional with what I'm doing, and I'm doing what 98% of people aren't. Honestly, probably 99% of people aren't. It's hard to kind of say that about myself right now. It's really uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It's uncomfortable talking about myself like that, but I really do. I train at an elite level. I train, and I'm doing intentional things to better myself in my future. And I need to start recognizing that more. And I think people need to recognize that more with themselves as well, whether that's not their training, maybe their job. Maybe they aren't the guy that just started that corporate business anymore. Maybe he is actually owner of the business, but he still looks at himself as the guy who just started there, and he still perceives himself as the guy who just does the work and goes home. And he needs to hold himself to almost a higher standard, because he knows that he is much more capable of that, and his overall perception of what his actual role is much greater and much more vast. And it's just something I think about a lot, and I think it's one thing I really want to improve. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard kind of being more intentional with that. But I think once I make that mindset shift of, hey, I am an elite level athlete, an elite level trainer. I might not do elite level races or elite level goals, but the way I'm training and going about my day-to-day life is something much more than what most people are doing. And that's something to be noticed. It's not easy. Obviously, if you do it, it's not easy. You're a professional at your job. You're not the guy that works the job. You're a professional. You get paid for it. You work and you're constantly doing things for that role of your job or your business. And I think it's going to be hard because to kind of hold myself that way, like I said, but once I start doing that and seeing myself that way, the actual elite things will follow. The more elite level things will follow. The more, if I'm in a mid-workout and I'm like, I could just be done right now. And, I don't say that, but just say I say that. Like, I don't even know why I'm out here. Let me just stop. If I said that, that's me comparing to who I used to be. And that's not who I am anymore. I don't give up. I don't give up that easy. Unless I'm legitimately hurting to where it's going to injure me, I don't give up that easy. Because I know that area is where I improve, And so it's like, it's hard to understand that. It's hard to kind of pick away where you could be better at holding yourself to a higher standard, and not necessarily like holding yourself so high that you're hurting your ego because you're not achieving what you think you should be, but it's just simply having more respect for yourself. And just the more I am more intentional about my perception, because we're always thinking, at least I am, I'm always thinking, the brain is always working. And the more I can perceive myself who I am right now, the more I can apply that to my training, the more I can apply that to my business, the more I can apply that to my spiritual life, the more I can apply that to my, whatever that is. So I guess just be intentional with about your perception of your own being in this world, because obviously people are going to think whatever they want. And if you're stuck on what people are thinking about you, yes, it's easy to do. I struggle with it, of course. But if you're stuck on that, you're not going to improve, because everybody lives their own life. They live their own separate life. And the more you can come to terms with that everybody's their own person, and you can't worry about where other people are in your path. If you're running a half marathon like I am, or doing indoor cycling like I am, and this guy's faster and this guy's stronger and this guy's bigger in this area, he's better here, he's better here, it's not going to get me anywhere. It's just going to keep bringing me down, because that doesn't do anything for me. That's him, that's not me. And yeah, it's just something I think about a lot, and I just think my type of viewers could probably benefit from it. So if you benefited from something from this video, I greatly appreciate it, and that's awesome. I hope you did. But I need a drink. This weather can really make the nostrils flare up. But yeah, this was a good video. It was good to kind of just vlog the day, and just a chill snow day. Like I said, nothing crazy on the day, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent with this. I had a video upload a couple weeks ago, and then life got busy kind of, and then it had problems uploading. Like I tried to upload it like 3 times and it just didn't upload, and so I don't know what was wrong with that, but I'm gonna make sure this one uploads. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm out.